If I'm Joe Shane and John Harbaugh, here's what I do for the Giants in free agency. It's no secret. I don't have that much money or cap space to work with. Yeah, we cut Bobby Okereke and that saved us $9 million. Yeah, Devin Singletary even took a pay cut and we restructured his deal. Both of those moves really didn't move the needle that much when we talk about cap space. We got to do more with less. Legal tampering begins on Monday. So here's the free agents I think the Giants should go after that makes sense because they're within budget. So here goes my top free agency needs and wants. And it starts with somebody who's been down with me in Baltimore for quite some time. And that's tight end Isaiah Likely. He's likely to command around 8 to 10 million, but since John Harbaugh has that relationship with him, maybe he takes a slight amount of pay cut to come in and be the Giants' TE1 from day one. Isaiah Likely adds that over-the-middle threat that the Giants could desperately need. He can catch high points the football, and he's got a little wiggle when it comes to the yak movement. Now I've got Theo Johnson as my tight end too, and I think I have one of the best tight end duos in the NFC East. The running back situation. We don't need to go after Kenneth Walker. We can go after Travis Etienne for around $7 to $10 million a year. Yeah, Tyrone Tracy Jr. already there. He can do a lot of things out of the backfield and not just run the football. Cam Scatterboo is my battering ram. The kid brings energy with each run. Devin Singletary has restructured his deal and maybe makes the practice squad to begin with and becomes a depth piece later in the season. But this is the NFL. You need a three-headed monster at running back. And Travis Etienne is going to compete for valuable carries. And I feel like he could be that home run back that the Giants desperately need. At cornerback, we got to take a look at Eric Stokes from the Raiders and see what he can give us. From around 6 to 8 million, I think this is a guy that played, 15, 16 games last season to show that he came back from injury pretty strong, and he was able to cover some of the top receivers throughout the league. Eric Stokes also makes me take a look at the contract of Paulson Adebo. Paulson Adebo, for what he was paid last season, really didn't live up to the price. Tate Banks is on the roster, and who knows if Cordell Flott is going to re-sign with the Giants. So you got to take a look at least 1 to 2 corners in this free agency cycle and of course, address it in the draft as well. At linebacker, since I already mentioned that Bobby Okereke, after 3 years, has been released, we thank Bobby Okereke, but we're looking for a new direction when it comes to bringing in a linebacker that can not only play the run, but can also play in space as well. We're going to address the linebacker situation in the draft, but to cover all bases, we've got to address some in free agency as well. Alex Anzalone makes sense to play in this Denard Wilson defense. Loves to show like he's going to blitz in the A or B gaps, and then he drops those backers out to play in coverage. Alex Anzalone gets turnovers when he drops. He gets interceptions when he drops in coverage. He could be that guy, that linebacker for us that can play in space. And if we miss out on him, we can go after Devin Bush from around 9 to 11 mil. Again, yeah, we cut Bobby Okereke to save 9 million, but a Devin Bush, I feel like in a Denard Wilson defense is more of a scheme fit and can give us more for our buck. So this is my wish list that I feel like makes sense with all the limited coin that the Giants have to spend because of the salary cap. The Giants are still going to have to restructure some other guys' deals and have another cap casualty or two. But again, Harbaugh is going to come in and make these hard decisions because when you're a 4-13 team the year before and you've got a new head coach in here, nobody's safe except if your name is Jackson Dart, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, and of course, Malik Neighbors. So let's recap it. At linebacker, we lost Bobby Okereke, but we might have the opportunity to bring in Alex Anzalone or a Devin Bush. We feel that positional need. Running back, we restructured Devin Singletary's deal, but we're still bringing in a Travis Etienne for competition and depth in that room. And you know what? We may still address it in the draft as well. You can never have too many home run hitters or serviceable running backs. At corner, we're bringing in Eric Stokes because we may lose out on Cordell Flott in free agency. Cordell Flott is going to get paid somewhere else. And you know what? I love him. He's done some good things for us, but I do not know if we can match that price with the new regime coming in. At tight end, we're probably going to lose Daniel Bellinger, but we're going to replace that with an Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely stretches the field at tight end. You can line them up in different formations, different spots on the field, and that's going to take some pressure off of Theo Johnson from being our TE1. All of these moves make sense and they're within budget, and that brings us to the draft. But we're going to cover what the Giants need to do in the draft next week after free agency kicks off.